Hello, writers. Welcome to our lesson on genre theory. In this lesson, you will hopefully learn what genre is and why it matters. So let's get started. So in your textbook, Carolyn Miller gives a great explanation. She says, quote, "To consider as potential genres such homely discourse as the letter of recommendation, the user manual, the progress report, the ransom note, the lecture, and the white paper, as well as the eulogy, the apologia, the inaugural, the public proceeding, and the sermon, is not to trivialize the study of genres. It is to take seriously the rhetoric in which we are immersed and the situations in which we find ourselves." So Miller's explanation shows how expansive the term genre is, right? She only touches on a few here, but she still mentions, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 just in this small little paragraph. So genre goes beyond what I know I used to think genre was. I'd think of like horror genre in movies, or comedy, or romantic, or comedy, or drama, or however, thriller, action. I picked those, or I looked at those as genres. But knowing what I know now, I realize that genre has an entirely more expansive definition. So explain genre again, please, just in case Carolyn Miller didn't do the trick. I often think of genre as a type of music, book, or movie, as I just said, but it reaches beyond that. Genres serve a purpose. Another composition teacher, Professor Mansell, labels genre as a conventional response to a rhetorical situation that occurs fairly often. Conventional does not necessarily mean boring. Instead, it means a recognizable pattern for providing specific kinds of information for an identifiable audience demanded by circumstances that come up again and again. So think back to that horror genre that I was mentioning. So you know what to expect when you watch a horror movie. It's going to be scary. There could be something like a serial killer, or it could be psychological, or it could be supernatural, right? So those are all subgenres, but ultimately, the genre of horror, you know what to expect going in. And that's kind of what I'm saying here. Genres serve a purpose. They act as a type of template for the writer and the reader. So try to think of genres as a guideline for your writing. Open letters are a genre, and you already analyzed them and created your own for this class. You're an experienced genre user. Chances are you followed the style of the open letters you are familiar with. By following the genre conventions, you give the reader consistency, and you become a trustworthy writer. Professor Mansell calls it a recipe for writers, and I really like this analogy, so I continue to use it. So the audience depends on a writer to follow genre conventions. Let's revisit the recipe analogy. When you read a recipe, you expect to see the title first. Then you will expect to see the ingredient list with specific amounts of each ingredient and the form that ingredient needs to take. The directions would follow the ingredient list, right? As the reader, you can quickly access the information you need. If you're at the grocery store, you can easily locate the ingredient list. So for example, when you go to, if you've ever been to Pinterest, you search for a recipe that you're interested in. You click on one that sounds good, and then you have to scroll through like 3 pages of blog posts about, I don't know, how this recipe became one of their favorites in their family, etc., etc. If any of you are food bloggers, I greatly apologize, but I don't have time. I don't have time to read those. I scroll through pretty quickly. I know that the recipe will be at the end, and I know that the ingredient list will be first, the directions will be after, and so when I'm at the store, I'll even screenshot the ingredient list so I can use that. I can access it quickly without going back to Pinterest repeatedly, but Pinterest is also a genre. Recipes are a genre. And of course, food blogs are also a genre. So Following genre guidelines is important to meet reader expectations. So when a recipe doesn't meet your conventional expectations, you may find a different recipe, right? I know that's what I do. If I can't understand simply and quickly what I'm looking for, I will most likely move on, especially when it's something day to day, like a recipe. So choosing a genre. Now, how do you know which genre to use? So reading and analyzing genres is a great way to understand how genres work. Apply your knowledge of the rhetorical situation to understand which genre is appropriate for your purpose. So you can ask yourself these questions. What is the purpose of this document? Who is the author of this document and why are they writing it? Who is it written for and why would they want to read it? What is the event or occasion that requires a response? What kind of response does it require? An argument, an explanation, a description? How is that response organized? Chronologically, in topical sections, in order of importance? What kind of language does the writer use, and does it change within the document? That's a really cool one. What are the design and layout features of this document? Also very important. Think of a website. When you look at a website, it's going to be, the design is rhetorical. The way that they design and place certain buttons in certain places and make it, for you. It's all about the rhetorical situation. Same thing. All right, so the summary. So genre is a conventional response to a rhetorical situation. Different genres act as guidelines for the reader and writer. Writers should adhere to genre conventions to meet reader expectations. The rhetorical situation dictates which genre to use. You interact with multiple genres every day. Identifying and thinking about these genres as you face them can help you understand the world around you. And just so you know, your ePortfolio is another example of genre. Look at free sites to begin creating your ePortfolio. I prefer Wix, which I will have my ePortfolio up to show you guys as an example. I like Wix, but WordPress, Weebly, and Portfolium, which you can access through the Folio tab on Canvas to the left of the main page, are all options as well, free options. But if you also find a different form of ePortfolio that you'd like to use, just let me know and we'll talk about it. Alrighty, guys. Thank you.